Hi, my lovelies. Welcome back to the Menopause Disruptor podcast. Today, I'm bringing you an easy, simple meditation. I call it a menopause meditation. Time to pause and slip into stillness and connect with our breath and relax our bodies and stimulate the vagus nerve so that we can move from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic nervous drive. This is where all the healing happens. This is where all the magic happens. But we know, as menopausal women and just society in general, we are constantly being triggered by stress. We're triggered, we're stressed, we're triggered, we're stressed. And that stress loop, that trigger cycle, if you will, it never closes. And menopause, of course, is more amplified because the body is already out of balance and homeostasis as our hormones fluctuate and estrogen starts to leave the body. The body's fighting to find a new normal, and this takes a lot of work. So as a result, it heightens our cortisol level, which is our stress hormone. The adrenals get firing, and then it has a huge cascading effect all over the body. So whether you're driving or just getting up in the morning after a terrible night's sleep, or maybe it was a good night's sleep, and the thoughts just start to race, the busyness of the day starts going, and those natural cortisol levels, well, they rise to get us stimulated for the day. But we also start to feel those triggers settling in. The day ahead at the office, traffic, taking our children to school, paying bills, just the day ahead in general. But what if we could just rewire our brain so that as soon as we get up in the morning, or at least within the first couple hours of the day, we have switched off the thoughts, the racing thoughts that get us all fired up. And we've turned on that rest, digest, calm, chill, gratitude, self-love, self-care, self-appreciation thought process. That's why I wanted to create this new series. Kind of like I'm going to call it the Goddess Journey Meditation Series. Each one of us are truly a goddess within our own right. It's just she's been silenced and it lays dormant. And when menopause comes along, whammo. It's like a firecracker. An explosion went off. And rather than looking at it as a form of pain or negativity, let's turn it on its head and look at it as invitation. A new door has opened, opening up a portal into our higher, conscious, loving, wise woman self. And so I designed this meditation series as that first step, that first apprehensive step, that moment of trepidation but excitement, curiosity, and yet some fear. Meditating and the science, as we well know, is showing that we can shift our brain waves to create new neural pathways, also shift our brain waves to create healing in the body. And a lot of it really comes down to quietening the mind, using the breath to find stillness, going right back into that parasympathetic nervous drive where all the magic happens. Rest, repair, recover, rejuvenate, recycle old habitual patterns, thought processes, and welcome in new, exciting, bold, brave, healing thought processes. That, my friends, is the goddess within you rising. So let's journey together on this new series. And today's meditation is simply the ABCs of meditating. Sounds simple. Why not start with the basics? But this is more than basics. This is truly where the magic happens. It is so simple. You'll be asking yourself, why haven't I been doing this all my life? This meditation I chose to start us off with on this new series is really credited to, two people. First, Mel Robbins. And you'll know if you listen to my podcast regularly, I mention her often. Who now doesn't love this woman? Well-renowned podcaster. She has so many insightful guests come onto her show. And it's no wonder, if you've listened to her podcast, why she is the highest ranking podcast with the most subscribers. I hadn't been listening to her for a while, but I had this inner inkling. That was my goddess voice, my intuition, telling me, go have a listen. You've been thinking about this meditation series for a while. Go have a listen. So I trusted that inner voice, and what popped up was her most recent podcast, one that was released just Wednesday this week, so that would make it July 30th. And she played a repeat interview with Dr. Jim Doty, who was a world-renowned Stanford neurosurgeon and neuroscientist, a New York Times bestselling author, philanthropist, and the founder of the Stanford Center of Compassion and Altruism Research. He also served as the chairman of the Dalai Lama Foundation. Unfortunately, Dr. Doty recently passed away, and Mel wanted to honor his legacy and the work he's done and sharing his magic. So she replayed an interview that had aired in late 2024. It's profound. I highly recommend you go listen to it, and I'll put a link in the show notes. But in that conversation, and I had listened to the original conversation, but you know how it is when you listen to something a second, third, maybe even fourth time, you pick up something more that you'd missed the first time. He had mentioned his ritual, daily ritual for manifestation and meditation that help you manifest. And he mentioned a very simple one. When he wakes up in the morning, he sits on his bedside, and it can also be done lying down. He tries to do it within the first few moments of awakening. And he connects with his breath. Nothing profound, no erratic breathing patterns, just long inhales and a hold, and a nice long exhale. Deep inhale, hold for 4, and a nice exhale. And then he goes through the alphabet. That's what he said, the alphabet. And I thought, wait, what, did I miss something? I don't remember him explaining this alphabet meditation or alphabet breathing exercise. But that didn't matter. It stimulated my own thought pattern to start my Meditation Goddess Journey series with the simple breath work, introducing meditation for those who may not have tried it before or still fairly new to it. And even for the seasoned meditator, it's always nice to come back to basics. But it's not just basics as an ABC 1, 2, 3. It's the alphabet, going through every letter of the alphabet and calling out one thing that starts with that letter that you're grateful for. Whatever it is, you don't have to ruminate over it for very long. Whatever pops into your mind. So that's what we're going to do. So let's find ourselves in a comfortable seated position or lying down. And of course, this might not be the first thing in the morning that you do, but you can always save this episode and just fast forward right to this meditation part and get right into it. Settle down. So if you're just first rising and you like to put your feet on the floor, feel that steady connection of the earth, the floor, the carpet, the tile, whatever it might be, against your feet. Preferably barefoot to feel that connection. Feel the steadiness and the firmness of your mattress or a chair or the floor beneath your seat. Allow your shoulders to peel down away from your ears. And feel your spine growing tall. as though the crown of the head is reaching for the heavens and your tailbone is growing roots and reaching down to the very core, the very center. Give them a little tug as though Mother Earth herself was tethering you down. And take a long, deep inhale through the nose for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and repeat. Inhaling for 4. Hold for 4. And exhale for 4. Repeat this a few more times, a few more rounds on your own count. And then when you're ready, begin with the alphabet. Perhaps placing your hands on your heart center or one on your belly, the other just at your chest. Inhale to A and bring up gratitude for one item, person, place, thing, or emotion that you're grateful for. And sigh it out. And B. And sigh it out. Inhale to C. And sigh. Inhale to D. Inhale to E. And continue to move through the alphabet at a pace that's just right for you. I'll be silent for the rest of this journey. And take a big, long inhale to the last letter of the alphabet. And a long, audible sigh out through the mouth. The ABCs, breathwork and meditation, a simple ritual you can do at the start of every day, setting your mindset to one of peace, calm, setting your nervous system to rest, digest, replenish, rejuvenate. My guess is you may have been tripped up on a few letters. Personally, O, Q, X, and Z, or as you say in the United States, Z, tripped me up. And that's okay. I just took a little longer and something popped in. And even as ridiculous as it may sound, such as X-ray machines or zebras, it doesn't matter. You've calmed your nervous system. You've changed the neuroplasticity of your mind by turning off the negative thought patterns that have been well rehearsed in our body, in our mind. You halted it dead in its tracks and rewired. And this has been the work of Dr. Jim Doty. We can rewire our brains with positive reinforcement each and every day with the simple meditation using ABCs. Stay as long as you need in your environment of calm, feeling gratitude pour through your body and out into the world. And we'll take a collective inhale for each other in gratitude for all that we've shown up with here in this space. And a collective exhale for each other, knowing that gratitude floats right back to you for all that you have shown up with in this space. I am so happy to bring you this meditation. I hope that you'll join me again on this regular Goddess Journey series of meditations. A little psychoeducation at the beginning, a little breath work, and a nice opportunity to find calm and stillness, mind, body, and spirit. Until next time, my goddesses. This is Mary, your host, signing off. Namaste. I would say this is a perfect time for a word from our sponsors. Guess what? You, my listeners, are my sponsors. That's right. I would love it if you could support the show. Helping me will help bring these amazing episodes to you each and every week, just packed full of information to help you on your menopause journey. And to support the show, all you have to do is go into the show notes and click just above where you read Meet Your Host. In green is Support the Show. You click on the button and it'll bring you to a page where you have the option to donate monthly. You can be a loyal supporter for as long as you want with recurring fee as little as $3 a month and opt out at any time. Each investment goes directly back into producing episodes with even better content, improved audio quality, and will go a long way in bringing great guests onto the show. If today's insights resonated with you, I'd love for you to be a part of our growing community of menopause disruptors. Hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening right now. And if you know someone who can benefit from these conversations, please share this episode. Sometimes a simple act of sharing can be the first step in someone's healing journey. And hey, if you're ready to take the next step in your menopause journey, I'm here to support you. You can find all my services, including my comprehensive menopause intelligence digital course, one-on-one coaching programs, and workplace education services at mlcoaching.com. It's in the show notes. Want to stay connected and get regular doses of menopause wisdom? Follow me on Instagram at Menopause Disruptor Podcast, where I share tips, insights, and real conversations about navigating this transformative phase of life. Let's continue to disrupt this menopause conversation together. Remember,
Midlife should be the best life, and it will be. Namaste.